Let's get out to the CarX Tire and Auto Guest Hotline right now and say hi to Jesse Rogers, joining us a day earlier than normal. We figured since I'm flying solo today, we forgot that Jurko was off. We had a scheduling snafu. I'm like, this will be a good opportunity to catch up on the weekend with the one and only Jesse Rogers. You better come by on Thursday night, by the way.
I'm going to Denver for a graduation on Thursday. I know. I'm so disappointed.
Cancel the trip. Terrible excuse. Who needs to go to Denver for a graduation? Come on.
I know. I'm even missing Cubs Cardinals Friday afternoon. I'll be back for the weekend. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Are
right?
you going to catch up with Kris Bryant while you're in Denver?
It's a good question. I mean, he's not doing anything. He's back on the IL, right? So. Did you hear Cap and Jay Hood play that local? Oh, my God.
We played it. Should I play it one more time real quick for everybody?
Yeah, for people that didn't hear it. Yeah, my God.
This is a guy, this is a Colorado sports reporter. Boy, he's really hot at Kris Bryant. Take a listen to this.
It is a good day to have a great day. Hi, everybody.
First of all, Jess, I'm not so sure about that phrase of his, that catchphrase. That's no good night and good luck. I don't know. But anyway, here we go.
This is local sports, dude.
Here we go.
It is a good day to have a great day. Hi, everybody. I'm Scotty Gange. I tell you, Kris Bryant is one of the greatest bank robbers of all time. You see, the Rockies' first baseman is headed back on the injury list and will miss at least another week and a half. Now, in 2.5 seasons, he has missed 239 games. That's about 2 out of every 3. And with his guaranteed contract, Bryant has earned $25 million in those games which he has not played. That is stealing. For those wondering, $25 million would be the 6th greatest heist in world history.
I mean, that's a weird place to go. But I am curious. So I want to know the top 5. I want to know where the Lufthansa heist is because I'm interested.
Well, let me ask you: is that a cheap shot or not? I mean, like. Is that, you know what I mean? Like, is that a cheap shot for a local sports anchor to make? What in your opinion?
Listen, not particularly. I mean, I think Kris Bryant's a public figure. He's playing on he's making $27 million a year. For whatever reason, he's been awful. And look, I don't know why. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter why. He's been terrible. I mean, when he plays, he's no good. He can't stay healthy.
But the bank robbery stuff is more about not playing because of injury. That's where some people might say, hey, that's a cheap shot. No one wants to be injured, you know. But, of course, we've all taken our fun shots at Moncada, Robert, and Jimenez. So I guess it all.
Yeah, I mean, we have.
They're big boys. They're big boys.
They're big boys. They're well compensated. It goes with the territory. They're public figures. Is it a little bit of a low blow considering all the injuries he's been dealt? You know, maybe, but I don't know. I can get over it.
I agree with you. I think when it comes to injury, you do pause for a second. Am I taking a cheap shot or not? Like, that's the only time I would when it comes to injury. But when it's over and over and over, and he's on the IL over and over and over, it leads itself to cheap shots on the.
It does. When guys are making $25, $27 million a year, I think you're right, Jess. It does. It just sort of lends itself to it.
I mean, it lends itself to on social media, but the part it just this is local sport,
right?
You know, it's a little different. But hey,
should he be editorializing? I guess, or should he be interjecting, his personal thoughts, feelings, opinions when he's not a columnist or a talk show host or something like that?
Gian Greco in his heyday would have done similar.
That's what we were joking about. Like, although Markey was like. I don't know that he ever took a lot of personal shots. No, he was hilarious.
He would have been more clever about it.
Yes,
he would have been more clever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He would have maybe mentioned wearing a mask or something and then moved on.
Right.
He wouldn't have been so direct about the cheap shot. That's how I view it.
I think you're right about that. He would have found some funny, irreverent way to do it. All right, with the Cubs, they did salvage a game yesterday, which they badly needed. And they lost a couple one-run games. Offense still, even yesterday, they kind of bust out early, but they go into a drought after that. And I know Sylvie's asked the question a lot. And sometimes in baseball, it can be hard to tell because it's just such a long season. Just nobody last June 10th could have predicted the Arizona Diamondbacks. You couldn't have predicted it on August 1st for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the answer is. And I know Sylvie's asked it a lot. Like, is this just who this offense is? It's like a kind of a sputtering offense without a true dynamic difference-making player in the lineup?
Well, that part is true. I think we can even go back to last year. They don't have an MVP caliber player.
That's true.
So what does that mean? It means Aaron Judge isn't carrying you for weeks on end. It means more guys have to contribute at the same time. You can't have 5 guys slumping Maybe you can have 3. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make up for the fact that you don't have a true difference maker. Now, here's the stat, Carmen. You're a stat guy. Here it is. They draw some walks. They get on base a little bit. They had 11 hits last night, let's face it.
Yeah.
But they hit 2. They're hitting .219 with runners in scoring position. .219. They even have some slug. They have enough home runs, I think, to win. They're not going to be the best home run hitting team, but they're not the worst. They're somewhere mid-pack. But you tell me, .219 with those names on in that box score, like, is that going to last the season? If it does, does that say something about those hitters? Does it mean that the team's just unlucky? .219 with runners in scoring position shouldn't last. It shouldn't last. You're not a rebuilding team. You're not a team with a $70 million payroll. Those are some names that have some decent amount of things on their resume. So that's the question. Can they hit with runners in scoring position? Will it turn?
It's a good question, and I like the way you put it. Like, they're an offense that can be good, but without an MVP candidate, like, is what you're talking about, is that where it rears its ugly head? You know, they're 11th overall in slugging. That's not very good. I don't know what their isolated power is. I'll check that, but I'm going to guess it's somewhere in the bottom third of the league, or certainly bottom half of the league. You know, you don't have, like you said, an Aaron Judge or a Gunnar Henderson or a Bobby Witt that can just, you know, where you feel like every time those players come up, they're a threat to hit the ball into a gap, hit it out of the park.